Top say fuck these all in the industry. To be clicking up and thinking they gon' finish me. I take these means to hit at you.
NBA Youngboy isn't just speaking his mind, he's declaring war. In a move nobody saw coming, he revealed which rappers he truly can't stand. This isn't internet beef, it's personal. Every name on that list comes with history, betrayal, and blood. And if what insiders are saying is true, this might change everything. Let's get into who made the list and why Youngboy's words hit harder than ever. Durk beef. When people talk about NBA Youngboy's most intense rivalries, one name always rises to the top: Lil Durk. What started as indirect shots and lyrics slowly turned into one of the most talked about feuds in modern hip-hop. And behind the scenes, this wasn't just about music. It was about loyalty, loss, and pride. Their tension first began brewing around 2020, shortly after the death of King Von, one of Lil Durk's closest friends and label mates. Von's death outside an Atlanta nightclub involved Quando Rondo, a rapper signed to Youngboy's label, Never Broke Again. That connection alone was enough to set the internet on fire. Even though Youngboy didn't pull the trigger, the streets and social media quickly tied his camp to Von's death, sparking years of animosity between the two sides.
Are you calling around to the industry saying, yo, if y'all with Youngboy, we're and I'm gonna ask you that, especially because there's another situation.
If you with anybody that harm my people, I can't with you. I'm not into it with you. Like, if I see you, I ain't saying like I'm finna kill you. Just he.
As fans chose sides, Durk dropped the subtle yet sharp track "Ah Ha" in early 2022. It was more than just a song; it was a message. The bars were filled with hints and jabs clearly aimed at Youngboy, with Durk referencing Youngboy's legal issues and mocking his situation under house arrest. The internet caught on instantly, and within days, Youngboy fired back with what would become one of his most explosive tracks ever: I Hate Youngboy. In that record, Youngboy didn't hold back. He went directly after Durk, his family, and even his industry allies. One of the most controversial lines came when he rapped, "Listen me, mad about his dead homie," a blatant reference to King Von's death. He then called out other rappers connected to Durk, including Lil Baby, Gucci Mane, and even Boosie Badazz, declaring that anyone standing beside Durk was automatically against him.
So what happened? He's like, nah. What it means is he don't even, he don't know.
He don't know why they beefing.
No, he don't even know, but he know those is not cool. That's his information that he received. That's the way he feel about it. And it's real to him because they gonna act off it.
The beef quickly became larger than the two artists. It split the rap community. Fans online started labeling themselves as either OTF, Only the Family, Durk's crew, or 4KT, 4K Trey, Youngboy's group. Every social media post, lyric, or interview from either camp was dissected like a chess move. And as their feud grew, so did the tension between their fan bases, sometimes even leading to real-life altercations among supporters. But it wasn't just about disses. Underneath all the shots and social media chaos was a deep sense of hurt and betrayal. Youngboy felt like the industry sided with Durk, giving him more media love and brand support, while treating Youngboy like the villain. Meanwhile, Durk seemed to believe Youngboy's camp disrespected Von's legacy, and that was something he could never forgive.
Beef is done. Is that true?
What beef?
Oh, so there's no beef.
Beef who?
NBA Youngboy?
Despite countless online rumors, the two have never officially squashed the beef. There have been moments where fans speculated they might reconcile, especially after Durk's interview with DJ Academics in 2023, where he said he had no hate for Youngboy. But just when peace seemed possible, another subtle diss or lyric would reignite the flames. Today, the Durk vs. Youngboy feud stands as one of hip-hop's most defining rivalries of this era, one that blurred the lines between street loyalty and music competition. It exposed the raw emotion behind Youngboy's art and proved that when he feels disrespected, he doesn't just respond, he declares war. For Youngboy, this wasn't just another beef, it was personal, and in his mind, that's exactly why it'll never truly be over. Boosie fallout. Before the tension and diss tracks, NBA Youngboy and Boosie Badazz were supposed to be family. Both came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The same rough streets, the same grind, and the same deep love for Southern hip-hop. For a while, Boosie acted like the older mentor Youngboy never had. He defended him in interviews, praised his work ethic, and even hinted at a joint album. But somewhere between loyalty and ego, that brotherhood turned sour and fast. Their relationship began to crack in 2021, around the time Youngboy was fighting serious legal cases. While he was on house arrest, Boosie would occasionally speak about him publicly, but fans noticed the tone shifting. Boosie started sounding distant, less protective, and more critical. Then came the storm. In 2022, Youngboy dropped I Hate Youngboy, a song that sent shockwaves across the rap world. Among the many names mentioned, one line stood out. Feeling like Boosie don't even like me, don't call my phone.
Remember when Youngboy said something about me in his song?
Yes.
I said a line about him.
Right. So you're rap beefing.
I wouldn't take it to a rap beef to where everything is back and forth. We're from different places and different human beings. If we keep going at each other like this, no, it's gonna be people dying.
That single bar changed everything. For the public, it was confirmation that something between the two Louisiana rappers had gone horribly wrong, and Boosie, who rarely stayed silent, didn't take long to respond. In his track, I Don't Call Phones, I Call Shots, Boosie fired back, accusing Youngboy of betrayal and immaturity. He even admitted he barely promoted the diss, claiming he didn't want to drag it out, but it was clear the friendship was finished. Behind the music, the issues ran deeper. According to Boosie's later interviews, their fallout wasn't about street drama or women, it was about respect. Boosie said he felt Youngboy had become arrogant, ignoring his advice and taking personal shots at people who once helped him. Meanwhile, Youngboy felt abandoned. In his mind, Boosie didn't defend him during his legal battles, didn't check in when things were rough, and even collaborated with rappers Youngboy didn't rock with. For someone as prideful as Youngboy, that silence was as loud as a diss. Fans online took sides immediately. Some argued Boosie had outgrown the street beef era and was right to distance himself, while others saw it as another case of the industry turning its back on Youngboy. Old clips resurfaced of Boosie calling Youngboy the future of the South, and those same fans couldn't believe how quickly admiration turned into hostility. By mid-2022, both rappers had gone their separate ways. Boosie publicly said he would never work with Youngboy again, telling fans, "He said what he said, and I said what I said." Youngboy, on the other hand, never looked back. He simply moved on, pouring his feelings into music instead of interviews, something he's always done best.
Oh, they my head up, man. I mean, I was getting on that YB. Gates popped up on that motherfucker. Then Fredo popped up on that motherfucker.
So you and Gates, have you guys had a okay relationship, or has there been a little bit of tension?
What makes the Boosie fallout so painful to watch isn't just that it ended a potential Baton Rouge powerhouse duo. It's that it revealed how fragile loyalty is in the rap game. Two men who once shared the same struggles in the same city ended up on opposite sides of the mic, proving that in Youngboy's world, one moment of doubt can turn an ally into an enemy. The Boosie beef might not have reached the explosive level of his feud with Lil Durk, but emotionally, it cut much deeper. This wasn't about clout or competition. It was about trust. And once Youngboy feels that's gone, there's no going back. Drake's snub. For most up-and-coming rappers, getting attention from Drake is a dream come true. But for NBA Youngboy, that dream turned into disappointment and then resentment. What started as a moment of respect between two of the biggest names in hip-hop quickly turned into one of the quietest yet coldest conflicts of his career. The tension between Youngboy and Drake came to light in May 2023, when Youngboy released his explosive song, The Industry Pont 2. In that track, he opened up about a private FaceTime conversation with Drake, saying, "Talked to Drake cross FaceTime, he wasn't feeling me. Told me that he with Durk. That getting to me." In just 2 lines, Youngboy made it clear. He felt rejected by someone he had once admired.
Top say these all in the industry. Be clicking up and thinking they gon' finish me. I take these means to hit at you. No, I take these means to get at you. It ain't no getting at me. I send them hills to hit at you, boy, don't say shit to me. Talk to Drake, cross FaceTime, he wasn't feeling me. Told me that he with Drake, that shit getting me.
Behind that lyric lies a deeper story. According to people close to both camps, Drake and Youngboy had been in casual contact before, discussing a possible collaboration. But when Youngboy's feud with Lil Durk reached its peak, the Canadian superstar reportedly chose to stay neutral, or more accurately, to side with Durk. Drake had long-standing ties with Durk, even featuring him on the massive hit Laugh Now Cry Later in 2020. For Youngboy, that loyalty felt like a slap in the face.
May said it exactly like you 60. You 60? What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. when you had Shakur with you, when you lined Youngboy NBA up? Why the you got Shakur with you, and this is why he acting like that?
Youngboy isn't the type to beg for features or approval. His pride and independence are what built his image. But in his world, loyalty matters more than fame. So when Drake didn't return that same energy, Youngboy saw it as personal betrayal. The lyric wasn't just about being left out of a song. It was about realizing that in the industry, relationships come with strings attached. Fans were divided. Some said Youngboy was overreacting, arguing that Drake simply avoided drama. Others felt Youngboy had a point, that major artists often avoid working with him because of his reputation and ongoing legal problems. In interviews, Youngboy hinted that he knew the industry saw him as too controversial. That frustration boiled over in The Industry Part 2, where he didn't just name Drake, but also took aim at J. Cole and Lil Yachty in the same breath.
Do you reckon those groups can ever just squash that? Do you reckon that can ever just end?
Do time start?
And bro, then how's it ever gonna stop if he's like just get back, man? It's forever gonna happen.
Stop to the whole last man standing. That's what it is.
That's wild, bro. Last man standing.
The Drake situation symbolized more than just one missed opportunity. It represented a wall Youngboy has been fighting against for years, the industry's unwillingness to fully embrace him. While his streaming numbers rival some of the biggest artists in the world, his public image keeps him on the outside looking in. And when someone like Drake, who could have bridged that gap, chose not to, it deepened the chip on his shoulder. Drake, on the other hand, has never publicly responded. No tweet, no interview, no mention. His silence says everything. It's the kind of cold distance that hurts more than any diss track could, and that silence only fuels Youngboy's growing list of grudges. In the end, the Drake snub isn't a traditional beef. There are no back and forths, no threats, no lyrical wars, but for Youngboy, it's one of the most meaningful. It reminded him that even in success, he stands alone. To him, that FaceTime call wasn't just a rejection, it was a reality check. That in this industry, loyalty is rare, and even the biggest names can turn their back when things get complicated. Lil Yachty. Among all the rappers NBA Youngboy has called out, the situation with Lil Yachty might be one of the strangest. It wasn't born from street beef or a long history of tension. It came out of nowhere, catching fans completely off guard. But like many of Youngboy's feuds, it started with a feeling of disrespect and ended with another name added to his ever-growing list of enemies. The story began when Youngboy released his 2023 track, Fuck the Industry Part 2. In it, he didn't just air out Drake or J. Cole, he also took aim at Lil Yachty, throwing in a harsh insult and referencing Yachty's relationship with JT from the City Girls. The lyric wasn't just crude, it was direct and personal. In the world of hip-hop, lines like that carry weight, and Youngboy knew exactly what he was doing.
Say, hey, look, man, say, hey, look me in my eyes and tell me if I'm supposed to give a fuck about what these niggas in the industry got to say about me, man. And tell that little bitch, that broke bitch that you be hanging with, they lick their herpes off my and die. I'm sorry, man, but what you know about standing over niggas like that, you heard me? What you know about standing over niggas? Sorry, man, I let my actions get the best of me. Stop the violence.
Fans immediately started digging for the reason behind the diss. There wasn't any clear history of conflict between the two. They had never collaborated, never publicly exchanged words, and didn't seem to move in the same circles. That's what made it so confusing and so interesting. For most people, it looked like Youngboy was firing at Yachty just to make a statement. Nobody in the industry was safe from his wrath. However, when you look deeper, there may have been a reason. Yachty had shown support for some of Youngboy's rivals, including Lil Durk and JT's group City Girls, who had previously been linked to people around Youngboy. That indirect connection could have been enough for him to take it personally. Youngboy is known for being hyper-protective of his image and his inner circle, and any perceived association with his enemies can instantly turn someone into a target. Lil Yachty, on the other hand, didn't seem bothered. Instead of responding with aggression, he brushed off the diss in typical Yachty fashion, calm, confident, and slightly amused. When fans asked him about it online, he simply laughed, saying he had no idea what he did to deserve it. That laid-back reaction only highlighted the difference between the two artists. Yachty is known for his playful, experimental energy, while Youngboy thrives on intensity and confrontation. In a sense, their personalities alone were destined to clash.
Shit in this game, like I ain't a man, nigga, what the like I don't bust brains, play with me. Lil Yachty mad about JT, faggot. Y'all, half of y'all ain't got more money than faking. I done did more time.
What makes this feud unique is how symbolic it is. It's not really about Yachty as a person, it's about what he represents. To Youngboy, Yachty symbolizes the kind of artist he dislikes, someone the industry embraces, someone who moves freely in spaces that Youngboy feels excluded from. It's less about one man and more about a system that he believes looks down on him despite his success. Still, the shot at Yachty added fuel to Youngboy's growing narrative that he's against the whole rap establishment. Even though the two never exchanged more words after that song, fans continue to reference the line as one of Youngboy's pettiest and most random moments. But in his eyes, there's nothing random about it. Every name he mentions means something. The Lil Yachty situation might not be filled with deep history or violence, but it perfectly captures who NBA Youngboy is. He doesn't wait for people to disrespect him. He strikes first, just to remind everyone where he stands. And in a world where alliances change overnight, that paranoia has become part of what defines him. Industry enemies. When it comes to NBA Youngboy, beef doesn't stop at individual rappers. It extends to the entire rap industry. Over the years, he's built a reputation as an outsider, someone who refuses to play by the rules or bow to the system that rewards industry favorites. To Youngboy, the mainstream world of rap isn't a place of brotherhood. It's a battlefield where loyalty is rare and fakeness runs deep. This attitude has fueled one of the most complex relationships in modern hip-hop, Youngboy versus the industry itself. He's made it clear through his songs, interviews, and even social media posts that he feels isolated and misunderstood. While other artists play the game, attend events, and build connections, Youngboy stays in his own lane, often confined to his home due to legal restrictions. But that isolation hasn't silenced him. If anything, it's made his voice louder and more rebellious.
Well, I mean, a lot is his perspective, right? Because it's a reason why recently he at you in a tweet.
No, you're right. Go ahead, because you know.
He's at you in a tweet. He's basically now
for what?
The tension really came to light when Youngboy began calling out not just rappers, but also the media and labels. He's accused platforms of favoritism, claiming they refuse to promote his work the same way they do for others. Fans have noticed that despite his massive streaming numbers and loyal following, Youngboy doesn't receive the same mainstream recognition as artists like Drake, Lil Baby, or Travis Scott. To him, that's not coincidence. It's proof of an industry conspiracy that keeps him on the outside looking in. One of the key turning points came during his feud with Lil Durk. Many in the industry openly supported Durk, appearing on songs with him, commenting under his posts, and showing solidarity online. Youngboy noticed. To him, that moment confirmed his suspicions, that everyone was secretly taking sides, and none of those sides were his. Instead of trying to win favor, he doubled down. He released back-to-back tracks full of raw aggression, calling out anyone who he felt turned their back on him. In one of his most infamous songs, The Industry Pont 2, Youngboy went all in. He didn't just name-drop rappers, he tore into the entire system. From J. Cole to Drake to Boosie, nobody was safe. Each verse felt like a declaration of war, as if Youngboy was daring the whole industry to come after him. The song wasn't just about beef, it was about independence, defiance, and the refusal to conform. Despite the hostility, Youngboy's stance has earned him a strange kind of respect. Even his critics admit that he's one of the few artists who truly doesn't care about approval. He doesn't chase radio hits or awards. He focuses on feeding his fan base directly, often dropping multiple projects in a single year. That relentless work ethic has turned him into one of the most streamed artists in the world, even without industry backing.
Durk announced his album, and Youngboy went on a Twitter rant, going at Durk, going at India, going at Act, and he told Act, "Nigga, I'll kill you."
Yeah, mind your little fat business. That's what it's all. Get out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get out of here, nigga. You fat ass.
Well,
For Youngboy, the industry isn't just a group of people. It's a symbol of everything he refuses to be. It represents compromise, fake friendships, and the politics of fame. By rejecting it, he's managed to create his own world, one where his music speaks directly to his audience without filters or manipulation. In a sense, his biggest enemy has become his greatest strength. The more the industry distances itself from him, the more powerful his connection with fans grows. It's a relationship built not on publicity or trends, but on raw honesty, something most rappers can't replicate. And as long as he keeps that energy alive, NBA Youngboy will remain hip-hop's most defiant figure, the man who doesn't just fight other rappers, but the system itself. Final reflection. When you look at NBA Youngboy's long list of enemies, from rappers like Lil Durk and Lil Yachty to industry figures who never even mentioned his name, it's easy to think he's just angry or confrontational. But beneath all that chaos lies something deeper. A man fighting to protect his identity in a world that constantly tries to change him. Youngboy's story isn't just about music beefs, it's about survival. He came into the game young, surrounded by pressure, fame, and people waiting to see him fail. Over time, that pressure turned into distrust. Every time someone switched sides, every time he felt overlooked, that distrust grew stronger. Now, it's part of his music, his personality, and his reputation. To some, it looks like arrogance, but to him, it's defense. The constant beefs have definitely shaped his legacy. He's not just another rapper chasing clout. He's built an entire identity around being the outsider. Fans connect with that energy because they see someone who refuses to fake anything. He says exactly what's on his mind, even if it burns bridges. In an industry full of polished smiles and rehearsed interviews, that kind of honesty is rare and dangerous. Still, Youngboy's isolation has come with a price. His feuds have limited collaborations, strained relationships, and kept him from reaching certain milestones that other rappers enjoy. But what's wild is that he doesn't seem to care. Every year, he releases multiple albums and mixtapes, each filled with emotional depth, pain, and defiance. It's his way of proving he doesn't need anyone's approval to succeed. There's also a tragic beauty in his journey. Behind the anger and disses, there's a young man who's seen more pain than most will ever understand. His music reflects a constant war, not just with others, but with himself. Whether he's calling out the industry or venting about betrayal, there's always a sense that he's searching for peace, even if he doesn't know how to find it. What sets Youngboy apart from his peers is that he's built a world entirely his own. He doesn't rely on the industry machine to promote him. His fans do it for him. They flood social media, stream every release, and defend him fiercely. That loyalty proves that even when he's at war with the world, he's never truly alone. In the end, NBA Youngboy's legacy might not be defined by the rappers he beefed with, but by how he stood his ground through it all. He's the symbol of rebellion in modern rap, a reminder that you don't need approval to be powerful. His journey shows that sometimes being hated by the industry means being loved by the people. And whether you agree with his methods or not, one thing's certain: Youngboy doesn't fake loyalty, and he doesn't beg for love. He's built for conflict, shaped by it, and somehow fueled by it. In a world that wants everyone to play nice, NBA Youngboy stays unapologetically himself. Raw, defiant, and impossible to ignore. And that wraps up Youngboy's long list of rivals. But the story's far from over. Who do you think he'll call out next? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like, and stay tuned for more wild rap stories coming your way.